What is going on, peeps? Welcome to another episode of TLU, the Legacy Universe. Let's talk of what are we going to talk about? A bunch of stuff today, and I'm really excited because gaming news actually started to kick in.
Talk
about movies movies and TV shows that we were actually watching this past week, and we got some theater news as well.
Yes.
So hope everybody is doing great. This past weekend was Ash's birthday.
Yay!
And
Look what I got for my birthday.
Baby Yoda.
Baby. It's a little baby
It's Baby
Yoda.
Yoda. It's Baby Yoda for everybody now. Nobody cares about Grogu.
Jon Favreau said it was okay to call him Baby Yoda still. So here's Baby Yoda.
Yeah, nobody cares about Grogu.
Thanks to my dad.
Baby Yoda.
Thanks to my dad. He got me this miniature little Baby Yoda for my birthday, and I cried. I'm not gonna lie. I love Baby Yoda, so thank you, Daddy.
All right, the thing is, who really doesn't like Baby Yoda?
Exactly.
And here we got Johncito Bonito. Happy birthday, Ash.
Thank you, Johncito Bonito.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Birthday.
So we're warming up. I mean,
yes, we literally just started.
Yeah, it's been a great weekend. We had a good weekend, anniversary weekend. We had a birthday weekend. We had a lot of cake, a lot of food.
We literally took this weekend to be on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just watched films. We watched all of the karate films like we promised last Wednesday.
Yes.
We're just missing the Jackie Chan one, and we are going to see it tonight.
We're going to see it tonight.
And there's a surprise for you guys, but you have to stay tuned until the end. Special announcement.
Wait, let me ask you. You sure you don't want to mention it now, just in case?
No.
Let's wait for the end. Okay.
They gotta wait.
Okay, they gotta wait. So that means you gotta stick around.
Stick around. Yes.
Suffocation.
Yes. Suffer what?
Suffocation.
I
don't know. Forget that I just said that. Anyway, welcome. Those who are joining us now, welcome to the Legacy Universe. My name is John. My wife Ash right there, and we're about to talk about a lot of stuff, and you guys can chime into the conversation. It's
definitely
going to be great. And let's actually begin with the first news of the day, and this is our theater universe. You already know what this means. This is all theater, beginning the day.
This is why I have these magnificent curtains behind me, because they give that theater feel. Hola, bendición. Thank you, mommy.
Thank you.
Bendición. I already showed off my Baby Yoda. Mira, está ahí el Baby Yoda. No sé dónde lo estoy. Míralo.
Yeah, right there.
Yay! Lo puse en display because, I love it so much. But yeah, we have some theater news, guys. Some speculation and then some sad news for our spotlight of the week. But I want to start with a rumor. Maybe it'll be confirmed. I don't think it's a rumor. I think it's going to happen. But it is the fact that Aladdin the musical might premiere on Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
So this news is interesting because I believe when we started Reload back in the summer, I was talking about the fact that Disney Plus had started and they were, they were getting their stuff together, getting the shows rolling. And I was speculating about the fact that they had a lot of pre-recorded stuff. So I think that Aladdin was one of those things that I mentioned that there could be a possibility. Mm-hmm. So there is a rumor now that Aladdin the musical is going to make its debut on Disney Plus, and it is going to be the pre-recorded show. And it's going to be a mix of the companies from Broadway, West End, and I think Australia. So this is something that is super interesting for me. I'm interested to see the show because I've worked in Times Square, and every time I ask people, how was the show? Did you enjoy it? Everybody tells me, oh, the colors were great. Yeah. It was beautiful. I never get any comments about the singing, the songs, the story, the actors. And if you're a theater fan, you know that if somebody comes up to you and they say, "Oh, this show was really pretty," and that's it, that should worry you. That means that the show
That
isn't.
is, yeah,
That means that the show isn't that great, and
little
it is a hit
worrisome.
here. Yeah, it is a hit here on Broadway. So I'm excited to see it and to see if it lives to my expectations and my expectation with the live action, because the live action for me is still one of the best live action adaptations that I have seen of Aladdin. So
Yeah, I'm kind of curious because just exactly how you said, there have been a lot of people that have never mentioned that it's a great story. Oh, that it's always been about the colors and how the practical effect actually pops off the stage on
mhm.
Broadway. Because I think it's because everybody knows the story.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons why every time you ask somebody how was the show on Broadway, they're
Mhm.
never going to talk about the story because the story is the same. Is you get this swamp rat, street rat,
Rat.
and that
I
chatter,
don't
sweet
like
rat.
that. Yeah.
So you get
Yeah.
this guy that it's pretty much he's pretty much a poor street rat, and he tries to get into the princess's palace, the sultan's
Princess
Princess
Jasmine.
Jasmine's,
Yes.
and it's the same story. So
Yeah.
every time you ask somebody how is it on Broadway, it's great. The colors are fantastic. That's what you were
Yeah.
gonna get.
That's all that I get. Oh my God, it's such a beautiful show. That's it.
Yeah.
And I'm just
Now,
like,
Now
okay,
that's it. That's my curiosity. I want to know how they went with the practical effects and the
exactly.
dressing
Mhm.
and the dresses and all that on stage because we already saw the live
I
action of Aladdin.
mean,
It was, in my opinion,
it's the best
fantastic.
one.
And like you
Yeah.
said, the best adaptation, in our opinion,
Mhm.
of all
Yes.
the Disney live action movies so
Mhm.
far. Yeah, that's what I
I
think.
guess we'll see. I don't think this is a rumor. I think this is going to be confirmed. I think they might pull a Hamilton and wait
Hmm.
until summer so they can launch it.
Hmm.
And I'm also curious to see how they are going to incorporate all of the footage from West End, Broadway, and Australia, because I think it would be interesting if, for example, you have like the first half of the show and you have like the Broadway company, but then in some sort in the middle, the West End company comes in and then the Australian company closes
Hmm.
it. So it's going to be interesting. I'm just
Yeah.
curious to see because this show is a bang on Broadway. Everybody loves it, but I haven't heard anything from the story per se. Like, is
Yeah.
the show good?
Yeah.
So I'm
Definitely.
curious to see it.
Milton says, el show de Broadway estaba espectacular. El genio era todo el show. That's
Oh,
that's the
nice.
thing. Yes, the genie, and even okay. Here's the thing. The genie in the animated movie was the thing. The genie, as per Milton, was the thing in the show,
Yeah.
and the
Yes.
genie was the thing in
He's
the
he's
movie.
he's that character,
The
man. He's
genie
that
is.
character.
I don't know if Aladdin would hold up as much as it does without the genie,
Mhm.
because that's
Exactly.
the purpose of it. Like it's about that wish, those three wishes for a poor soul
Mhm.
that and a thief that he wants to see
Yeah.
if he can make things right, or he'll just be petty. And you kind of had both of those things at the
Mhm.
same time, and he learned his lesson. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting that Milton says that because it's kind of out right there. And then
Definitely.
Whitey says hi,
Hi.
bendición,
Bendición. Un
hi.
saludo. Y gracias a Milton por estar aquí también con nosotros.
Gracias, Milton. Thank you for being here, de
Súper,
verdad.
súper awesome, de
Super
verdad.
agradecido. That's why we're doing this on Facebook, YouTube, and
Yes.
Twitch, para que
So
todo el mundo se
everybody,
una and everybody could
exacto.
be part of this, the discussions that we have every
The
Wednesday. Las
conversations. Yeah.
conversaciones,
Mhm.
it's going to be great. But any final thoughts on this so we can move on to the spotlight of the week?
No, I'm just curious to see it. So I'm going to see it when
Okay.
it comes out on Disney Plus. So we're going to
Me
see
too.
it,
Me too.
definitely.
You're going to make me. So me too.
Yes.
All
Um,
right.
The next news that I want to talk about is the spotlight of the week for theater. This is something that is really sad for me, and it is the fact that Mean Girls. Whoops, let's take this out. Right?
Whoops. Yeah.
Whoopsie daisy.
Edit
Oh,
that
I see
part.
what happened. It's okay.
Yes.
We are live.
Okay, there we go.
Mean Girls.
Spotlight of the week in thing.
In theater, yeah. So in theater is going to be the fact that Mean Girls is closing on Broadway. They made this announcement, I believe it was last Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have to put it as like the ticker so it comes out. So yeah, this was a musical that was adapted by Tina Fey, and it is based on the movie that she made under the same title. It's a great show, and it's sadly closing on Broadway after playing 834 performances at the August Wilson Theater. They did announce that the tour is set to come back once COVID is over, but I have to say that I remember seeing this news and I felt so sad. I feel sad because I don't think it's the best show, but I love the cast. I love every single cast member that has come through the door, and even the tour cast. I think it's a spectacular show because of the actors in it.
Okay.
And it's very sad for me to see these people, the majority of the people pre-COVID, they were making their Broadway debuts, and they were launching a whole new show called Mean Girls 2.0 because it was a completely new cast from the original. And all of a sudden, COVID comes in, and now these people are without a job. And
yeah.
without a job, and it's really sad. I actually had the opportunity to see Christina Alabato's video on YouTube. She plays Gretchen Wiener. Well, she played Gretchen Wiener before the whole pandemic happened, and it was a really hard video to watch. It was her just expressing how she felt and basically crying and saying like, this is over, but it's not going to be the end for Mean Girls because there is a tour, but Tina Fey is also doing an adaptation of the musical. So you're going to have Mean Girls, the film from 2004, and then you're going to have Tina Fey adapting the musical that she made for Broadway, which is a completely, new thing. It's a thing on its own. So I'm really sad. I had the opportunity to see the show, and I saw it with this cast that's in the picture, and it was incredible because of all of the actors. So
you saw it with two different casts, right?
No, I saw it with the original Broadway cast. So I saw it with Taylor Louderman, all of the all the people that are in this picture. I saw it with Ashley Park, Kate Rockwell, Barrett Wilbur-Weed, and Erica Henningsen. And it was one of the best experiences that I've had, but it was because the actors they elevated the show so much more than what it is.
I swore that you saw it twice.
I wish this is funny because I was talking to your sister, Bianca.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking on Sunday, I think, or Saturday about Mean Girls, because Tina Fey said that if she had to fan cast Katie, she would cast Zendaya. And we were talking about the fact like, yeah. And I was like, oh, well, she would have to adapt it completely, but that's what she does on the Broadway show. Every time they switch a cast member or an understudy goes on, she actually changes the script so that it adapts to that understudy going on. I was talking to her on Saturday. Yeah, I was talking to her on Saturday, and I think on Sunday or on Monday, this news came out. And she was like, oh my God, where are we talking about this? And
right on the dot. Well, hey, I never got to actually watch the show.
No, you didn't, man.
Yeah, wish I could have, but no, I only saw the movies. And maybe if there's a tour and they do one here in New York, somewhere around, we can go and see it.
Well, I would take you to the tour because another thing that Tina Fey does is that the tour is completely different from the Broadway show. So you have the original Broadway show, you have the new Broadway show that she wrote with the new cast, and then you have the tour, which is a completely different show. And I think that's something that, Tina Fey does that is really smart because she keeps it fresh.
Yes, that's actually good because it was like Beetlejuice when Beetlejuice was in Broadway.
Yes.
The script kept changing. So that way everybody would stay interested. And then when you would talk with, I just imagine the conversation when you would talk with somebody else that watched the show. She said, "Oh, he said this line in here." He said, "Wait, what? He said that line?" But when I saw it, he said this line and everything. I was like, "Oh." So it keeps it fresh. So that's something that I like about Broadway, that they have the opportunity to do that. But
oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. But yeah, sad news. So we can only wish all of these actors that were involved in Mean Girls, original cast, current cast, tour cast, because the tour cast isn't working either. Our best wishes, man, because it's tough out there for Broadway. So that's gonna be all.
So that's gonna be
for the
on
theater universe this week. You
There we
guys,
go.
That is it.
Yeah, definitely. And before we begin with the movie and TV units, we would like to thank our sponsors ourselves for supporting us right here in the show.
Wow.
Tell you our sponsors, John
I
and
hate
Ash,
you.
Legacy Universe, sponsoring us right here. Sponsors, Legacy Universe, the sponsor. Thank you. And
AJ, no, you gotta say thank you to AJ Enterprises for
thank you to
sponsoring
AJ
us.
Enterprises and JR Union something. No, I'm just messing around. Just
I
BS.
hate you. I
Anyway,
can't.
well, now we're going to jump into the movie and TV universe. And as I sometimes say, the first one is a doozy. The first one is a doozy. And when you said this to me, I was like, ¿Qué rayo le pasa a WB? What is going on with Warner Brothers?
It's
I'm
interesting.
like, guys, like, I would love to do a movie with you one moment, but this is like a stretch. I don't know what you're thinking, but here we go. I'll leave it up to you, Ash, and bam.
Well, guys,
Wonder Woman.
It is 2021, and Wonder Woman 1984 is still making the rounds. This time because Warner Brothers has officially submitted to the Oscars. So I think it's submitted to over 15 categories.
Wow.
And yes, and this is including all of the acting categories. So you have Best Actress for Gal Gadot, you have Best Supporting Actress for Kirsten Wiig, and you have Best Supporting Actor for Chris Pine and Pedro Pascal. And something interesting that I was talking about with your sister again, it's the fact that both Robin Wright and Connie Nielsen are nominated for, they're submitted for supporting actress. But if you guys have seen Wonder Woman 1984, Robin Wright and Connie Nielsen only appear at the beginning, and it's a flashback, and they never come back. So in my mind, I'm just like, why is this happening right now?
It is literally less than 10 minutes that they appear in the movie. And there's only a monologue that they have. It's not like they're literally supporting the script to that extent. So I'll let you continue because I have a lot, not a lot, but I have a couple things to say about it. Unless it's my turn.
Yeah, but I mean, those are like the big categories. I think it was also submitted for Best Picture. Yeah. So it's interesting. I know all of the backlash that this movie has gotten ever since we saw it. And we had a debate on New Year's Eve. We were talking about the film because John hates this film.
Well, I don't hate.
I don't hate it.
I don't like it as much as I would have wanted to.
Yeah. I'm in the middle. I don't think it's a bad film. It's not the worst film that I've seen. I've definitely seen worse films than this.
Yes.
For me, where it fails is in the technical aspects, CGI, the choreography of some of the action sequences, all of the effects, all in that department. Oh, and in the structure of the script and in the script sometimes. So it's all technical aspects that don't have to do with the talent per se.
Yeah, and honestly, it also has to do with some gaps and plot holes in the script. And I've always come to this that people can use and they can interpret it in their own ways. And that's what movies are for, to sometimes leave you open to interpretation. But there's also that exaggeration of that's way too open. Like, for example, there was a scene at the end, and I explained this before, where Wonder Woman is trying to throw her lasso into, I forgot the character's name, Pedro Pascal's Maxwell Lord, into him, and he's in the beam where he's shooting those signals and those particles where everybody can hear, and she's throwing the lasso. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, so if it's not working, why, when she's giving this speech, the lasso did a snake
was on his foot
and wrapped in the leg. And I'm like, how did that happen? Now, what I started saying was that, you know what, to not be such of an ass to it, I'm just gonna give it a benefit of the doubt in this. And I created the own theory. The only theory that I could think of why that happened was that she actually came into the truth, and because the truth is what powers up the lasso, she tried to defeat him in a certain way, where when she actually finally gave up and started speaking, you know, it actually attached to him. But here's the thing: when she started giving the speech, you thought that she was giving the speech to him. Only seconds away before the speech, and she said, "I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to everybody else." only seconds away before she gave up to throw the lasso, she started giving the speech. So you mean to tell me that the first minute of your speech, the whole world missed? How did the lasso get there so quick? That's one of the things.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That scene was interesting. That scene was interesting to me because do you remember that she was whispering and I was just like, who is she talking? She
yes.
was like, do this. And I was like, and then I was like, oh, okay. It's just I'm really conflicted with this film. I wish it was so much better than what it was, honestly.
I'm just saying, Luis Angel Rodriguez, hey, saludos, happy New Year, felicidades.
Hey, guacho.
Thank you.
Saludos, mano. What is up?
Thank you for being here.
We say that. I'm translating for John.
Sorry, la conversación. Join the conversation si tú quieres, hermano. Si no, tranquilo. Gracias por pasar por aquí. Thank you for being here. No problem. But yeah, anyway, we're talking about Wonder Woman submitting to the Oscars, and honestly, just to cap it off, I don't think this movie can be submitted, but it shouldn't have. I don't know what category they would be in unless they're trying to do it because there weren't that much movies that could be above it this year. I'm not sure. And in the visuals, here's the thing. In the visuals, there are certain moments where you could say this movie actually is good, but there's also, in my opinion, too much slow time, too much slow motion. Too much slow motion, and in the first movie they did it great.
Don't you love when she runs?
When she runs, it looks so weird. It's like
I was looking at her, and I looked at John, and I was like, I want to run like that. When we go running outside, I want to run just like Wonder Woman.
Oh my gosh! It's like ya los extraño. Sí, mano. Next week. Así que ya
Watcher was the one who told us. He was like, bueno, you remember? I was like, imposible.
Remember. But yeah, like this movie, entonces, like when she's running, it looks so freaking weird. Now, here's the thing. When she's running, she runs in the same place and it looks like she's hovering.
I told you.
And yeah, and here's the thing. When you watch Civil War, there's a scene. I don't know if any of you can remember this. If you guys remember this, let me know. There's a scene in the movie Captain America Civil War where Captain America is running behind the Winter Soldier. He's chasing him. T'Challa is chasing after Captain America, but in reality, he's chasing the Winter Soldier. They're all running faster than the average human. That scene was filmed exactly the way that Wonder Woman's scene was filmed, but it was shot in a way, it was shot differently to make them look like they were faster than the cars. And you know what the key thing was? Don't shoot their feet.
Yeah.
Because that is
and T'Challa looked beautiful, man. He looked beautiful.
Don't shoot the feet. That was the magic of the moment. And make the cars go even slower. Make everything go even slow. So I don't know. Anyway, the thing is that if I'm giving it to performance, I would say Pedro Pascal was actually the best performance out of them all. And then I would put oh my gosh, Kristen Wiig. I would put Kristen Wiig, and then
Gal Gadot.
I would put Gal Gadot. And here's the thing.
She was better in this film than in the first one.
Better in this film. I give her that like a lot, and I liked it. But Gal Gadot will be third for best performance in terms of the scale of the movie. But that's my thoughts. Any final thoughts on this, so we can move on to the next?
I guess we can move on. All I gotta say is, ¿dónde está? Concuerdo con esto. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah.
Palo Rasi.
Yeah, there we go. I feel like that. Anyway, jumping into the next one. And the next news is whoa, not the same one. Anyway, new Deadpool film to beat rated R. Deadpool 3.
Thank God.
Captain. Everybody was worried. Kevin Feige mentioned it. Kevin Feige finally announced it that Deadpool 3 is going to be rated R. The worry about this was because Marvel purchased back their rights to the character, the fourth wall breaking, the killer with no heart. No, I'm kidding. He has a heart. It's just funny. Our alter ego Wolverine, our opposite of Wolverine.
That's true.
He's definitely going to be rated R, so nobody has to worry. Kevin Feige announced that Deadpool film number 3 is going to be rated R. When is this released? We're not sure yet. Probably maybe 2020.
I think they're in the like really, really, really pre-production stages. Like it's empamping, como dicen. But
it was actually mentioned. And let me actually find the news right here that it might be a possibility that this is a definite. They're going to join the cinematic universe.
I heard that.
So it's going to be part of the cinematic universe. And as I'm reading here, it could there be a possibility and room for rated R on the Merc with Mouth in the same realm as the Ant-Man and the Wasp or on Thor Ragnarok? So this is meaning that on the 4th movie, it'll probably happen, or in the next Ant-Man and the Wasp movie. So we don't know. But what we know for sure is that it's going to be rated R, like we all hope for. So nobody has to worry about this.
I think we were discussing this as well in Reload, one of the episodes. You remember that I told you that I was worried that I was never going to see Deadpool ever again because Disney bought the rights to Marvel. I'm happy that it's going to be rated R. I think it shouldn't change just because of the fact that we already got a film rated R that people loved, and it is Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. So I wasn't expecting. I think if they would have done a shift to move it from R to PG-13, it was something that wasn't going to work out for that. Just have it out. Have it out on Hulu, which, by the way, if you guys go to Hulu now, they actually have Deadpool and Deadpool 2. If you guys didn't know that. And if
you guys didn't know, it's because Disney
also bought Hulu. Yeah, they own Hulu, which I always forget every time I go to Hulu. So, but
that's the rated R section for every other stuff like that.
Exactly. But if they were gonna do a rated R film, I was just like, just do it, just launch it to Hulu, and that's it. Your problem is going to be solved. Also, I want to mention that it makes me very happy because there is a possibility now that Blade is going to be rated R because you cannot have this Blade film with Mahershala Ali, who is incredible, and have it be PG-13, man. Like, what is that?
Yo, he has to be training
Wesley Snipes would be very disappointed.
Yeah, and I think he has to be training with Wesley Snipes, like right now. It's like
I want Wesley Snipes to make a cameo in Blade. He has to be the Blade from the other universe. I don't care. I don't care. I just need to see Wesley Snipes in this film.
Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. Well,
my God. This is going to be insane.
But I heard that there's a possibility that Deadpool is going to make an appearance either in the Doctor Strange film or in the Spider-Man 3 one.
If it's Spider-Man 3, it would be perfect because he's always making fun of Spider-Man in the comic books. Always. He's always making fun of Spider-Man.
And he's a little kid now. Like, he's literally a little kid. So now Deadpool can be like, you're a shrimp. Or stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. But that's it for Deadpool, guys. Finally, rated R got announced. Now, for the third news of Marvel. I love Marvel. Sorry, a movie and TV universe. Let's go. Marvel
So
Morbius release delayed.
yes. Yeah. So this is the movie with Jared Leto. I think we've seen a trailer, but I don't remember the trailer for this. So I
Yes,
have to
there
rewatch
is.
it.
Yeah, it's like
Basically,
Underworld type of trailer and even darker.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I really don't remember the trailer, but basically the news here is that the release of this film was actually delayed 7 months. So I think it's gonna come out in
October.
October. In
Mhm.
October. Um, so I think we were having the discussion yesterday. You told me something interesting that maybe they're trying to get this movie out in Halloween because it
Mhm.
is a Halloweenish type of
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
do you
It
think
makes
it's
more sense.
that? Or do you think, because I'm worried every time that I see a Marvel film being done under Sony, it worries me. It
Okay,
worries me. It worries me. So I don't know. I don't know.
I think there's two things. One, of course, if there's any problems with the movie, I don't
Mhm.
think they would go as much as to hide it, but if they can, and they could hide it with the fact that, oh no, we're delaying it because we want it to come out on October for creepy crawling month of Halloween.
Mhm.
So that could be a good move for them. And it honestly, you haven't heard yet, unless there is a movie out there and I don't know about it yet, but you haven't heard yet about a horror movie that's already placed for release in October. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of them. But a Marvel movie in October,
Mhm.
that should sell big bucks. That should sell a lot of money because there hasn't been an October release for Marvel horror movies, and I don't remember unless it was the Blade movies in years past. And I can look
Mhm.
at it. I can look it up right now, actually.
Mhm.
Um, but it is actually a good strategy in terms of selling tickets, and they haven't announced yet if it's just going to be in the streaming service or it's going to be in theaters, because I believe they
Mm.
also have an advantage where they can push this back just to see how the world is up to that moment on, hey,
Mhm.
the regulations of theaters, how we're doing this, how's COVID doing at this
Mhm.
point, has everybody done the vaccine? Are we
Exactly.
still going to do it on both ways, like streaming and theaters, or is it going to be like 2 to 3 months in theaters and then go to the streaming service? So it
Mhm.
gives them a lot of time to either do reshoots or finish the film post production. Think about what's going on in the world, see how their strategy could work if they do it
Mhm.
on October. Plus, it's a horror character in a horror month, which makes
Yeah.
sense. So
Mhm.
if they want to avoid those stupid, petty, no good horror, cringy movies, I mean, there could be
I
great ones, or go back to the oldies. They can
I mean,
watch
I
something
think
new.
I think that's the month for that is January. The worst month for movies is January.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
heard. But yeah, basically, I'm on the same boat. Because I believe this movie was going to come out in March, so that would
Mhm.
be in the next 2 months. And I thought the same thing that you were thinking, but at the same time, I think that maybe they're pushing this to October because I think they might be worried that it's not going to make a lot of money
Yeah,
because I
that's
don't
yeah.
I again I have to see this trailer again. I don't remember it really well, but I don't think it's a movie that people are like waiting for it. And I really think
I
that it
was
can
never
be
expecting a movie about
me
Morbius.
either. Me either. Yeah.
Never.
And so I think it could be a film that is going to be very good, or I think it could be a film that might not be 100%, like Venom. Like I know a lot of people like Venom, but I feel that Venom could have been so much better in so many ways,
Mhm.
in terms of how they developed Eddie Brock per se, and then because I really liked what they did with the character of Venom, but the
Mhm.
movie as a whole doesn't work for me.
Yeah,
So
I think that this is something that they're doing just to give more life to the villain and more weight when they actually cross paths into
mhm,
a next movie. Same like
yeah,
Venom. You give him its own movie, you give some weight to it, you give some love to it, whatever
mhm,
type of quantity that would be. You give people what they want. They're looking at this character and fall more in love with the character than they already are. And then when they come in contact with the other counterpart, which is, Spider-Man live action, there's more weight to the film, and you go like, oh, I know why this is happening. So this is happening.
Exactly.
But to give you the dates on Blade, actually the first Blade came out on August 21st.
Okay.
It came out on August 21st. Yes, I read that correctly. August 21st of 1998. So
Nice.
it wasn't even close to the month of October. Then we got the second one that was also released on March 22nd, 2002.
So no Halloween.
So Halloween, no
Halloweeny, Halloweeny for now.
Halloween. And the third one, which was the least Blade-ish movie, apparently.
Was that the one with Ryan Reynolds?
That was the one with Ryan Reynolds, and
I don't think I ever finished that one. I saw the first one and the second one, but that third one,
I saw that. Why did I like this movie?
that third one is harsh. It's harsh. Yeah. December
8th, 2004. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I guess we'll see. I do. The thing is that also, before we jump into the next thing, I know that Kevin Feige, for example, he said that the rumors of Black Widow going to Disney Plus, that's something it's not going to happen. He's pushing for Black Widow to come out in theaters. So I think that all Marvel movies that have been slated for theaters, I think Kevin Feige and whoever's involved in, I know this is more Sony/Marvel. It's not, MCU per se, but I think everybody that's involved with Marvel, they want to push those movies out so then they can start transitioning into what is the streaming service, because as we know, the future of Marvel is going to depend more now on Disney Plus. So we're going to see more things on Disney Plus rather than seeing it in theaters. So I think that might be the case. But I have to watch this trailer again because I don't know what to expect. It kind of worries me.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, hopefully it has some promise. But let's jump right into the spotlight of the week. And this is something that we love so much watching over the weekend. It's funny because this is my second favorite actor. My first favorite actor is Jim Carrey. My second favorite is this gentleman right here that we're going to talk about, and it's Nicolas Cage. The spotlight of the week is history of swear words.
Yes.
Yo, this was incredible. The amount of knowledge that we gained from this was spectacular. Now, Ash, do you want to start this off?
Yeah, so to give you guys kind of an idea of what this is, History of Swear Words is a documentary series hosted by Nicolas Cage, and it is a documentary that delves into the history of 6 swear words, its usage, and cultural impact in history, popular culture, and entertainment. It's a fascinating documentary, and if I'm really honest with you guys, from the moment that Netflix said this is going to be launched on January 5th, I think I told John, I was like, we need to sit down and watch this, because it's not only about the fact that Nicolas Cage did such an amazing job hosting the show. He was being Nicolas Cage. It was him in his element. But at the same time, it's just an interesting thing to take these swear words and give them history. And you learn not only where the word comes from, but you learn how it was first used. You learn how it was changed into what we know that the word means today, or why is it used today to swear. And it brings an interesting question, because you start watching this and you're just like, who determines that this is a swear word? And it's something to think about. It's an interesting question that keeps popping up throughout the documentary. And I love the fact that they took the opportunity, since they had Nicolas Cage, who is a well-known actor, they incorporated how these words started appearing in movies, and they give you the history of like some books that existed that they basically said like you cannot use this specific swear word in the films, and how they broke that code, and then that caused the word to kept being used throughout the entertainment industry in films and TVs and all that stuff. So
what is your favorite curse word from all the 6 that
the
came
first
out?
one.
The first one? What is it? What's the first one?
It's fuck.
Fuck.
That's the best one.
That's
the best one, and that's why it's the first one and the longest episode. That's why.
Oh, and the way of the trailer is the way that this first episode starts. It's you see Nicolas Cage going, yo, and it was great. Nicolas Cage, man. Nicolas Cage is a timeless character.
Mm-hmm.
Like his existence is a movie that you want to keep watching, no matter how much the thing around, no matter how much everything around him falls apart. Mm-hmm. You want to watch Jim Carrey. That's another one. Yeah,
he should do another one.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage. Mm-hmm. Like he's amazing. So we got FUCK. We got what's the second one?
SHIT.
SHIT. No, but that's not the second one, is it?
Yeah, it is.
That was the second one. So shit was the second one. The third one was, I think, Puss in Boots.
Don't give too much information so people can be surprised.
Oh, okay. No, yes, guys, just go and watch it. Just go and watch
it. There's an interesting fact for the first word, and they actually tell you who is the actor that has used this word the most. And if you guys are thinking that it's a specific actor in the MCU, that is not going to be the case. You are going to be surprised. So just for that fact, go and watch the documentary.
Yeah.
Go and watch the documentary.
Spider-Man!
What's up?
What's up? Saludos. Buenas noches. What? Ya tú sabes, here we're speaking of the history of swear words. We're reviewing it right now. We were just explaining how great this show is, and we recommend it to 100%.
Yes.
Estamos excelentemente bien, gracias a Dios. Thank you for asking. But we were just talking about the history of swear words, and we're just about ending it with it. But you guys should definitely watch this. Yes. I think each episode lasts about 30 minutes.
20 to 30 minutes.
20 to 30 minutes each episode lasts.
It's very informative. It's fun. It's funny, and it is Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage. So what more do you guys want? Like, more?
Exactly. It's called History of Swear Words.
It's a documentary.
It's a documentary. Yeah, it's called right there, History of Swear Words, hosted by Nicolas Cage. It's great.
Está brutal.
Brutal.
Yes.
I think it's 6 episodes, no more than 30 minutes. You can finish that in 2 days.
Literally.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. The one that's on Netflix.
You gotta watch it. It's great. So yeah, that is our spotlight of the week, because that is one of the things that we watched this week. But it was our favorite thing that we have watched so far in 2021, because 2021 is rolling out. So we're slowly but surely getting all of these new films. With Cobra Kai came out, now History of Swear Words, and there's gonna be a bunch of more films. But we definitely recommend this documentary. It's super funny. It's awesome. It's freaking great. So check it out on Netflix.
Check it out, guys.
Check it out on Netflix.
All right. We're going to jump into the last section in the last universe of our universe, the Legacy universe. Thank you for being here, guys. We appreciate so much your viewing, your subscription. I mean, not subscription, because we're not, you're following. Thank you for following us. If you're not, hit that follow, so every time we're live, you get notified and you can join the conversation. You can be part of our universe. That's why it's called the Legacy Universe, because we want you guys to be a part of it. It's not just us. It's everybody that actually chimes in, joins in, and wants to be part of everything
Our
we do,
universe.
our universe, guys. So thank you for being here. And now we're going to jump into the last one, which is the gaming universe.
This is all John, so take it away.
All right, guys. So a lot of news could have come out. And I don't see that people are talking about the PS5 as much as they used to because they grew tired of, you know what? I'm just going to wait for when they come out. I'm done with all this. Luckily, we got one thanks to Ash, thanks to my dear wife Ash. She was like a champion, hitting that button and trying to.
Persistent. I said I'm getting that
Yes
PS5 today, and I
yes
got it.
She definitely got it. So, with that being said, jumping into gaming news. Bethesda to launch an Indiana Jones game, ladies and gentlemen. An Indiana Jones game. How about that?
Whoa! Look at Han Solo.
Look at Han Solo. look at Han Solo. Look at Indiana.
Yes.
So, guys, Bethesda announced that they are going to be launching officially an Indiana Jones games, and they had this conversation with Lucasfilm. Now, this is not the only game, the only license that Lucasfilm has shared, and we'll jump into that later on. Mm-hmm. But the new adventure on Indy will be whoa! The new Indy adventure will be executive produced by Todd Howard and maybe by Machine Games. So we don't have too much information on this yet. There is talks as to who's doing it, where we're going with this here and there, but
I did hear it was well, you can continue.
It was a what? No, you can say it. It was a what?
I heard it was going to be an original story.
An original story, correct? It's going to be an original story
at the height of Indiana Jones of his career. So
yes, it's just like everybody that has played Naughty Dog games knows that the two main dogs of that studio is Uncharted and The Last of Us. Now, Uncharted is the one with the most games and the most popular in that sense, since it came out in the releases of 2006 with the PlayStation 3, and that's where we got Uncharted Drake's Fortune, and therefore we got Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, Uncharted 4, and we got The Lost Legacy, which was the spin-off with Chloe and what was the bad girl name? Nadine. That's the reason why I forgot her name, because his name is Nadine. All right, so sorry, there's a dark history between me and Ash.
Shut up.
I'm sorry. Anyway, going back to it. Hopefully, if they take some examples from what has been done by Uncharted, which known fact, Uncharted was actually inspired by Indiana Jones, and it was also a mixture of Indiana Jones and National Treasure. So, and I loved, and speaking of National Treasure, it was, the main actor was Nicolas Cage. So
it's my favorite. It's my favorite Nicolas Cage movie apart from Face Off.
Oh, yes. So, yes, guys, Bethesda to launch an Indiana Jones game. Any thoughts on that, Ash, after we pass on to the second one?
I'm excited about this, but first of all, I really hope that it's well done. Like, it's a good game. I like the fact that it's going to be an original story at the height of Indiana Jones' career. Mm-hmm. I do have the question that if Lucasfilm is the one who, gave the rights to this game, is there a possibility that we might see Harrison Ford's face in the game?
It's gonna be hard to say because that guy doesn't want to be part of anything like that anymore. I am not so sure. I can't really. Oof.
Or they can make a character that kind of looks like Harrison Ford. But okay. The other thing that I was hearing was, that there's.
Look at what happened with the Avengers games.
Yeah, they could do something like that, but here's the problem: people are going to be expecting Harrison Ford. I'm sorry to say it. I'm sorry to say it.
It's
It
wrong
was the
to
same.
expect that.
But it was the same thing with the Avengers. Everybody was pissed off, saying like, "Oh, these are not the Avengers that we saw in the movies." And I'm just like, they cost a lot of money. First of all, they cost a lot of
Bro,
money to
yes.
bring in because they have to pay them to do voice acting, and then they have to pay them to do mocap on top of that.
And those people earn more than 10 millions
Yeah,
for
they're
all those
expensive.
movies.
And let's face it, by the time that this game came out, half of them were done with the whole Avengers thing. Like Iron Man had died. Captain America, he's old by Endgame, and he supposedly passed away. That's what
That's
the
what that's the
Russo
speculation.
brothers said.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that a lot of people are going to be expecting Harrison Ford.
Hmm.
I'm excited for this game. I just want it to be good. And that's all that I ask. Because sometimes I worry when they take
Fair enough.
when they take these like big franchises, and then but if Lucasfilm is involved, I figure that they're going to do well because they did well with Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
It ended up being one of my favorite games ever. A Star Wars, like a good Star Wars game.
Yeah.
So I have faith in that. I guess we'll just have to wait
Yep.
and see.
It's just begun. So, we still have a long way to go. Probably it's going to take a very well done game. It's going to take probably 5 years starting today if it's going to be released at that time. So,
and if it's
we'll
not
see.
delayed.
And if it's not delayed, I mean, if it's delayed, it's also, wow. I see what
What
you
a
did
segue.
there.
What a
I see
segue.
what you did there. Speaking of delays, this is I think everybody's favorite wizarding world of magic and all that. But Portkey Games has delayed Hogwarts Legacy to 2022.
So sad.
Yes, it is sad news, but it also is calming. It's calming news because let me see. After you finish with the Indiana Jones game topic, did you heard of the new news? Oh yeah, bro.
Bueno.
We'll get there. Trust me.
If it's Star Wars related, Spider Popo, stick around.
Stick around.
We got
Stick
you.
around, bro.
We got
Stick
you.
around, okay?
Stick around. Okay.
Stick around, okay? I'm gonna tell you something about that.
Tony Montana here.
But yeah.
Why don't they do a Scarface game?
Well, it was already done, but if they do it now, it would be even better.
Now. Open world Scarface game.
Let's continue there.
Continue that.
Thank you. No problem. But yeah, Portkey Games has delayed Hogwarts Legacy. Now, this delay was given on even as a thank you note. Like they were excited to just announce that they were going to delay the game. But in all honesty, it's actually a good way for them to try and do that because a lot of people don't like, and almost probably nobody likes delays. But I'm going to share with you guys the note here. As you see, can you guys see? Yes, I think you guys can see. Yes. So here we go. We would like to thank fans from around the world on the tremendous reaction to the announcement of Hogwarts Legacy from our Portkey Games label, creating the best possible experience for all of the wizarding world and gaming fans in paramount to us. So we are giving the game the time it needs. Hogwarts Legacy will be released in 2022. So it was a great delivery to tell somebody, hey, I'm going to be late, but
I mean, listen, I know, hear me out, people. Hear me out, peeps. I know delays suck, but if it's going to make the game better, so be it.
Yes.
So be it. Look at Cyberpunk and this whole mess. Cyberpunk. I think, you know what? I think after the whole Cyberpunk scenario, I think all of these companies are learning. They're learning, and I think they're really going to take the time to make the game as best they can be, because what happened to Cyberpunk was really bad. Like it got to the point where Sony was like, we are pulling this game from the store, and people are not, when you get your refund, people are not able to play the game until they decide to put it back. So damn, I know, man.
A whole year, man.
I had the same reaction, man. I had the same reaction. But you know what? I prefer for it to be a great game, and I think that maybe they want to tweak certain things because they already announced as well that this game is not going to have the multiplayer, which for me was a total surprise.
It was a bummer. For me, that's a bummer. Not having multiplayer in the game is like
in a Hogwarts like Legacy Harry Potter, like you can, but what if not a good game? Why the delay? I don't know, Spider Popo. It's like such a complicated. We don't know what happens in the companies. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know. ¿Cómo es que dicen en español? Nadie sabe lo que está en la olla, menos el que lo menea.
Exacto. Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a lot of stuff that happens in these companies. It's a lot of stuff. Why make us wait?
Yeah, and that's the thing. And okay, to answer why make us wait. Here's what I think.
Sorry.
Here's what I think. I think that a lot of games took a hit. A lot of companies took a hit when the pandemic hit.
Mm-hmm.
When the pandemic came, when COVID hit, everybody had to go to their homes. The majority of the companies had nothing to work with. Nobody had nothing to work with until they actually started to progress into trying to figure out how can we move on even as we are at our homes. And a lot of companies actually took the initiative to give the employees the equipment to still work from home. So that way the data has to pass through, files, Google Drives and all that kind of stuff. And then still trying to build a game. And one of the things that I'm not defending Cyberpunk, I'm not defending CD Projekt Red, because apparently this game's release and bugs and all that was worse than what The Witcher 3 got. And I'm playing The Witcher 3 right now, which this game is amazing. And I freaking love The Witcher 3. And I'm going to continue playing it till I die. Or actually till I finish it. 100%. But I'm not
until
gonna
I die.
Don't worry, I'm not going to die. But I think the pandemic actually, Spider Popo, was one thing that, damaged these companies' development in certain games. So do not be surprised when more companies continue saying it's going to be delayed. It's going to be delayed. It's going to be delayed because COVID did that for every single company outside of even gaming, like the movie industry, anybody that had to do with manual labor, or, being close in proximities to people. But I think that's what happened. So, well, then as a company, don't talk or give hope to the consumer / gamer with a new game if it's not finished or well developed.
I understand where Spider Popo is coming from. Like, I think from now on, like going forward, since this whole COVID has damaged and delayed everything, I think what's best for companies is if they have a game just to announce it and say coming soon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it is a string of things that happen. It's like a domino effect. I've always said that COVID is like a domino effect. One against the other, they all get affected in some way, shape, or form. So I think that going forward now in 2021, if there are any other games that are to be announced, I think they should be like, okay, this is the preview, this is the title of the game, it's coming soon, and then have a full date when it's already established. Because the whole problem with Cyberpunk, it's not even. It is the fact that it has bugs. Every game has bugs when it comes out, but you have to see that the company,
not all, but very minimal.
But you have to see that the company basically said in their letter, like, yeah, we didn't give this game enough love for PS4, other consoles, for PS4 and Xbox, but we did for the PS5. And I don't think that's something, and I don't think that's something that's fair to say. Oh, they were being honest, but at the same time, it's just like, okay, so you're basically telling me that you were telling these other consoles to F off because you're giving priority to the new consoles that are coming out.
Yep. zipped it y cuando tenga el juego, pues entonces anúncialo y bota la casa por la ventana. Pero no sigan haciendo esto. Yeah,
I can understand. I can understand what
yeah.
Spider-Punk is saying.
I understand your feelings. I understand the frustration. Sorry, but it's going to be. Sorry, it's going to be. Yeah, no sigan haciendo esto. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. And again, it's like, I'm not trying to make excuses for them, but I think Cyberpunk actually did a number on a lot of companies.
Oh yeah,
because it got the CD Projekt Red got the hit monetarily, financially, and with the investors. But every other company actually is afraid to release now a buggy game because of how hard the public hit with this, how investors backed up. And CD Projekt Red was a company that you could praise because they appreciate the story and the game. Now, Cyberpunk's game aspect, like the game itself, the mechanic, the story is super cool. It's expansive. It's huge, and you can play 6 different characters. I mean, 3 different characters, 6 different paths, between men and women, and it's multiple choice, just like The Witcher was. It's great, but the bugginess, it was a lot. It's a lot, and they had to make they made like 3 to 4 updates already, or 3 maybe, that has been huge,
and it's still not fully like patched up. And that's us now that we have a PS5. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't know if it's back already in the shelves to be purchased. But
I don't know either.
We'll definitely see. But I agree with you, Spider Popo. I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, definitely. You got to think about it as well. The whole Cyberpunk situation, before we go to the spotlight of the week, but the whole Cyberpunk situation, I see it as like a thing, like it's the equivalent if you have a job and then you invest your time in that job and they tell you like, hey, can you stay overtime today? Because we need people. I can guarantee you a bonus on your next check. And you're just like, oh yeah. So you invest the time, invest the money because you have to travel, etc., all these things because you stay later. But then your check comes and you don't get that bonus.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's kind of the same situation. People have invested in Cyberpunk 2077 and they cannot play the game. So it's for me as a consumer, it's like, okay, so I invested almost $60 to $100 because it depends on what edition you get to get this game, and it doesn't function. So I'm investing in something that's not good to invest. So that's how I see the whole Cyberpunk situation that's going on. So
yeah, I totally agree with that. Anyway, guys, we're gonna jump into the spotlight of the week, and I believe this is what Spider Popo was trying to talk about.
Let's see. Vamos a ver.
Before we jump into it, Spider Popo, by the way, I got the refund for Cyberpunk 2077. Good,
man.
Good. Que bueno.
That's good.
Finally.
That's good.
There we go. So here we're gonna jump into the spotlight of the week, and it is here we got Grogu Baby Yoda, trying to be part of the live, but we have what do we call it? We got oh my gosh, I got distracted because Spider Popo was like, ooh, like,
I know Spider Popo. Oh my god, they said open world, and I was like, oh yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes.
So I want to share with you guys the post that they made. It was on Twitter. On Twitter was the post that they started doing. Let me go here. Here we go. If you guys can see, there we go. Yes, we're thrilled to announce we are working on with Ubisoft and Ubi Massive to develop a brand new story-driven open-world Star Wars adventure. This is where they announce it, and we see the mini trailer right there, the 17-second clip as they announced it. A lot of people were freaking excited about this. Now, I'm excited and kind of scared for the reasons that I'm about to explain. I'm excited because we get to finally have other companies chime in and to, not one company just have the burden of Star Wars, and we
Mhm.
can get Star Wars all over as we're getting Star Wars all over from Disney. From like in the sorry, what do you call it? We're getting it in the Disney Plus
Streaming service.
streaming services.
Yeah.
We're getting it now in gaming, and now we can have different companies chime in, and who knows? Maybe two Star Wars games can't come out at the same time. The same company is not, branching off and splitting out, which is that's what happens. They're not splitting out their teams to try and
Mhm.
create Star Wars games, and other one doesn't suffer because the entire team is in one place or half of the team is in another. So it's great for the fan base. Is it great for EA? Probably not. Probably
Mhm.
not. Maybe so. But I just wanted to also to find a little bit of an interview that we got right here. Oh yes, I found it. All right, so I'm going to share that page right now. It's a little bit more in depth of what they were trying to talk about. If you guys can see it, perfect. Yeah, Ubisoft and Lucasfilm Games announced the new story-driven Star Wars game. Ubisoft and Lucasfilm have announced the collaboration on a new Star Wars game. Development on the project will be led by Massive Entertainment, whose expertise and talent will be used to create a story-driven open world, blah, 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 Star Wars Galaxy, cutting-edge technology and advancements, including the Snowdrop Engine. That was my second concern. Ash doesn't know the Snowdrop Engine.
I was going to ask you to explain that, por favor.
So that is my concern.
Mhm.
The Snowdrop Engine. And for those who hate me for this, I'm sorry. And if we got here Osvaldo watching, I'm sorry. But the Snowdrop Engine is the engine where the game The Division is made of. It's the majority of what Ubisoft's games are built upon, The Division, specifically The Division. And it is an engine that it's okay, but it doesn't look too, it's not as good, in my opinion, as other engines out there have been, like Unreal Engine, like the other ones that EA used for Jedi Fallen Order, like CD Projekt Red's engine. It is the one engine that I fear, because every time I played The Division, it looked weird. It looked clunky. It looked like Watch Dogs Legion.
Oh, for real?
Yes, it looked like
Oh,
Watch Dogs Legion.
uh-oh.
And that's the scary part. How the game is going to look, how the game is going to feel when you play it. So that's the scary part of all this. So I'm excited that another company is actually getting their hands on it. Still, EA has the rights to create more games, but it's shared with a different company as well. But that's what I'm scared of. The Snowdrop Engine that they're going to be using. And here we got Spider Popo. Espero que sea como un Old Republic / Assassin's Creed type of game. Mira, mano, if it is, that'd be fantastic. But there's two games. Son dos tipos de juego que I really want them to make. It is the Old Republic, which, as you said, but I also want an underworld type of game like The Mandalorian. I want a Mandalorian type of open world game like that.
I would love a game.
Red Dead Redemption. That's why I wanted. That's why I wanted. Sorry, the rights to go to Rockstar of Star Wars.
Rockstar would have killed it.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
Pero I now that Spider Popo mentions the Old Republic, I would really love to see Bastila Shan.
Bastila Shan. Oh my gosh.
I would love to see her in a video game. Yes, all of that concept. I think it would be beautiful to see. And in an open world, man, I would lose my freaking mind. I don't know Bastila Shan's story so well. I know her because of Galaxy of Heroes, because that was a game that I used to play on my phone. I think John still plays it. And I'm just fascinated by how she looks, and in the game you have the opportunity to get
I'm gonna
her.
look for her so that people can see who you're talking about. Go ahead.
You get her as a Jedi starting off, but then she eventually turns into the dark side. And if there's something about Star Wars that has always fascinated me, it's the same with Anakin Skywalker. I think he has one of the most interesting arcs because you see him slowly turn from the light side, from the light side to the dark side. And I think that's just so interesting, like what goes into you becoming part of the dark side and taking part of all that. So I think that yes, that's
There
her.
she is, Bastila Shan.
So I think she would be an amazing character to include in this open world video game if they are thinking about doing the Old Republic. Because they can do the Old Republic maybe in video games, or if we don't know if Disney Plus is considering to develop an Old Republic
look at the fan casting.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
And then we got the Fallen one when she turned to the dark side.
The Fallen one is my favorite one. That's my favorite one of hers. But I would love to see her. I would love to see her in Dark Raven in a Star Wars game. Oh, Revan. I'm sorry.
Dark Revan. Wow. You know who? When they were speculating of
Darth, I was thinking about X-Men. Sorry.
When they were speculating of Darth Revan, do you know who they were wanting for it to be Darth Revan? And I think it might be that person.
No.
Oh, he's right there. Wait. Where are they?
Oh, Keanu Reeves. That would be sick. Yeah. Keanu Reeves in Star Wars, bro. Like, shut up and take my money. Like,
yeah, Darth Revan is been wanting to be played by the legend, the man, Keanu Reeves, and that would be fantastic. Keanu Reeves being a Jedi is amazing. Bethesda was the one who developed Old Republic. You know what? Let me actually take a look at that because I'm not quite sure of that, but I can definitely search for that. Old Republic. Old Republic.
Do you guys? I have a question, like for everybody who's in the chat. Would you guys be interested in seeing new characters, like kind of what they did with Cal Kestis, or would you like to see characters like the ones that I mentioned, like Bastila Shan and Dark Revan? Did I say it right?
Darth Revan.
Darth Revan. I was gonna say
Raven. It was EA and BioWare. It was EA and BioWare. There we go. So
it's going to be interesting. It's going to be. I was worried for a second because I remember when I read the news, I really thought that EA had lost like all of the rights to do it, and
it's shared now.
The first thing that I thought was like, oh my God, we're not going to get Jedi Fallen Order 2, which I loved the first one, Jedi Fallen Order, and I can't wait to see a sequel of that game. I thought it was so incredible, and I want to continue to see Cal Kestis in the Star Wars universe, even if it's only on video games. I really want to see him live action because he is in fact already canon. But if I get him into video games, and I'm completely fine with that. But I don't know. I think do you think it would be more interesting to create new characters like Cal Kestis?
I mean,
or follow like
it depends because it's hard not to. It's hard to keep creating new characters when I think there's enough characters already out there, unless they're trying to create your own story and you're going to be your own character in the world of Star Wars as an open world.
Yeah.
People just keep. It's hard because there's a separate type of fan that wants to be its own Jedi, wants to create their own thing. And that's what the Old Republic games actually do. They do follow a story, but you can create your own Jedi, your own Darth, your own Sith. You can build them up and do all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be hard to think that Bethesda is actually going to try and do that. I think it's going to be an open world game based on a story that already exists, or they're going to just chime in with the books as Spider Popo added. Probably it's going to be like the Old Republic or something canon. I mean, if they have the ability to create something new and not screw it up, that'd be great. Now, will it be canon or not? It should be canon to 100%.
Yeah, because I know that there was a doubt with Cal Kestis, but they did confirm that he is canon. So
yeah.
I guess if it's true, then I don't think Ubisoft is going to make an Old Republic game.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm like, yeah. Also, remember that there is a new story rising in the books, which is the High Republic. I think it's the High Republic.
I got an email from Disney yesterday because I get these newsletter things, and they sent me all of the books that they're publishing. And there's an interesting collection with the High Republic books. There is books on Queen Padme, Amidala. There's even a book on Ahsoka Tano. It's all by the same author. I've heard they are all great books. So I'm really itching in this 2021 to maybe get one of these books and start reading so I can know more about the Old Republic and the High Republic and all of that good stuff. And this is all thanks to The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian, like, it brought back that emotion that I had for Star Wars, because Star Wars was really like, yeah, man. I'll look for the link now. Give me 1 second and I'll put it in the chat. I'll put it in the chat.
And the thing is that, I mean, I don't know why these books also. I started seeing that there were controversies on these books being woke or something. I'm not sure.
I read about that.
Yeah, and I'm not sure exactly why. To be honest, I would prefer to not read those tabloids or that news and read the books themselves to understand where people are trying to come from. I don't know what the heck that means with being woke and all that kind of stuff, but who knows? There's just more story out there. And I think the main storyline that they could follow, I mean, whatever it is, but it would probably be an underworld type of story.
Okay, so Spider Popo, I just sent you the link. When you click there, yeah, that's the link right there. And every book, so they have the High Republic series, they have Myths and Fables, they even have a Mandalorian poster book, junior novel of the Mandalorian. They have Padme, they have Dark Legends. There is a lot, even a Poe Dameron book. Like, there is a lot, because I want to see the younger Yoda.
Oh, bro. You're going to see esa calvera ahí en medio.
But yeah, definitely visit that link. It's all of the books are there, and I've heard that they're amazing books. So I might go on a binge of reading Star Wars books this year, and then when the movies come out in the series, I'll be like, I know all of this, because usually I'm just like I'm a fan. I enjoy Star Wars, and I make my theories, and I have my knowledge because of what I see. I don't go beyond, not like John, that he knows some of the lore and all that stuff. I just enjoy Star Wars. So maybe I'll get into that and be like, I know what you're talking about. Me, 1 second.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, any final thoughts before we actually jump in to the end of our show?
I'm excited for this game. I really hope that what you said about the engine doesn't happen, because if it does happen, then I don't think it's going to be like an awesome game like it should be. But an open world Star Wars game, like, I'm still gonna, buy into it in some way, shape, or form. I think it's gonna be amazing. And again, same with the Indiana Jones thing. If Lucasfilm is involved, I feel that Lucasfilm has been feeling more responsible lately for the Star Wars universe since, everything that happened with the whole trilogy and all of that stuff. So I think they're in a good place now. I think they understand what they need to do to keep people happy and to prioritize stories and characters more than just the money making. I think they've gotten to that point. So I trust them. I'm hoping that everything's going to be good. So
yeah, for sure. Now, right before we end, we always do our throw it into the universe, guys. Today we don't have that many, but actually I have a few that occurred while I was doing this.
Me too.
So if you guys have any left right there to throw it into the universe, things that you want the universe to respond you with, just throw them in right there. And I am going to say the first one, which is, I hope that the Star Wars license is treated with love
and respect.
with these other companies,
Mm-hmm.
and I want them to make the greatest games of Star Wars that they can possibly can.
Yeah.
And we started off on a nice note, on a great note, with Jedi Fallen Order.
Yes.
Throw it into the universe. That was my first one. What is your Ash?
So we were talking about Aladdin, the musical making its debut on Disney Plus. I'm gonna throw into the universe because I really want to see this. I would like to see the Frozen show on Broadway.
Oh, okay.
It closed due to COVID-19, so we are never gonna get the chance to go to New York and see it. But I would love for Disney Plus to launch all of the pre-recorded stuff that I know they have. Or maybe the original cast on Broadway. So I'm throwing that into the universe.
Throw it into the universe.
I'd love to see it. Love to see it.
Right there. Now, the other thing that I want to throw into the universe, and that is something that I've thrown a couple of times already, and I've said it before, and I wish that my speculation is actually correct about this. And I was talking to this to my boss about these things, and it is that my speculation about all the hires of the Spider-Man series movies are correct. Yeah, and it is that every single hire that they make is actually spread out into different films. And I truly believe, and I'm throwing this out there, I truly believe that Spider-Man 3 is not just going to be Spider-Man 3. It's going to be Spider-Man 3 and 4, and they're going to have different names. And then more people are going to come into the multiverse of madness with Doctor Strange.
Yep.
Just throwing it out there.
You know what? You know what? You know what I'm going to throw into the universe as well? That we get Spider-Man 3, we get the Doctor Strange film, and then we go back to the Spider-Man and we close it out. That's how it should be.
I don't know about closing it out, but I understand what you're saying.
But you know what I'm saying. But I think I think that's how it should be. And then you have this back and forth between Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and then kind of close it out with Spider-Man, or start the new Young Avengers thing that they are clearly planning for Disney. So
yep. So throw it into the universe. Yeah, guys. I think that's it for.
I have one more.
Wait.
I have one more. I know that this is kind of like, but I'm still gonna throw it. Since we were talking about the Indiana Jones game and the Uncharted, I'm throwing into the universe that it could be fun to see a National Treasure game.
Oh,
that has not been, but let it be something that we have not seen in any of the films. So I'm throwing it into the universe. I think anything is possible at this point. I also want to say that with the whole Star Wars thing, I'm really happy that gaming has gotten to a place where it is respected as a new form of media for entertainment, good stories, and
look at Last of Us.
And amazing characters. So I think Star Wars is taking a notice of that, and that's why they're expanding their licenses with other people. So yeah, I'm gonna throw it into the universe, a National Treasure game. Not based on any of the films that we've seen. So that's
all right, guys. Thank you for being here with us. We really appreciate every single time you're here with us. Today was a great day. We're both tired. Well, I'm tired because work, getting here, bus, we're gonna here and there. But yeah, when you love what you do, you don't care. That's it. So thank you guys for being here with us. If you don't already know, make sure to follow us on Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube as the Legacy Universe. We post here and there. We do our shows on Twitch. We game on Twitch. And we're trying to actually keep branching off to all these services in terms of our live features. But right now, we only have the TLU every Wednesday to give news and all that. And we also have Reload every Friday at 8 p.m. via Puerto Rico Comic Con's Facebook plus YouTube. Now,
I was gonna say, we're working on some awesome stuff, so it's coming soon. Not this week.
Yes.
So just stay tuned. We will announce it. But something great is coming. Something great is coming.
Stay tuned for Reload.
Let's just leave it at that. Yes.
Stay tuned. Yes. And lastly, since you wanted to announce this one, I'm going to leave you for the last one.
Yay! We have a special announcement, and it is the fact that last Wednesday we said that we were going to watch all of the Karate Kid films. We're missing only the Jackie Chan one that we're going to see right now. And I wanted to announce, aka the Kung Fu Dream. And I wanted to announce that tomorrow at 7:30, 8:30 in Puerto Rico, we're going to have the Karate Kid special. We're going to talk about all of the Karate Kid films, what we liked, what we didn't like. I'm going to find some fun facts for you guys so you guys can know, especially with the Jackie Chan movie, because I think it's an interesting case of what happened. And thanks to that movie, that's why we have Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
So I'm going to include a lot of little,
we're going to rank them as well, and details, information that you might not have.
And just talk about it. Just talk about it.
The Karate Kid.
Just talk about it. And if you guys are fans of Cobra Kai, you can also come in tomorrow and we can talk about Cobra Kai as well. So we will see you guys tomorrow here. I think we're going to do it on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch as well, right?
Yeah. Because we are,
So you can come check us out, the Karate Kid special tomorrow at 7:30, 8:30 in Puerto Rico. And we're going to be live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch talking about all of the Karate Kid films. So,
so
we're really excited to talk about it.
So,
Yes,
so stick around, guys. So you get your opinions and all that kind of stuff. And, chime in. Who was your fave? Who's your worst? Why? And I'm gonna kill you. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry, John Kreese.
No. All right, John Kreese. No mercy.
But yeah, that's our special announcement. So we hope to see you guys tomorrow here to talk about all things the Karate Kid.
Things the Karate Kid. So thank you guys once again for being here with us. I hope you enjoyed this night of TLU. Let's talk about everything we can talk about today. We got our baby Yoda right there. And well, see you guys tomorrow, Thursday, with the Karate Kid special.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Have a good night. Hey.